She was Disney royalty, a pop culture powerhouse, a Grammy winner, and then she got sued. Before Flowers, before the Grammys, before the lawsuits, Miley Cyrus was already a household name. Born into fame as the daughter of country star Billy Ray Cyrus, Miley didn't just follow in his footsteps, she sprinted past them. She became an icon overnight thanks to Disney's Hannah Montana, where she played a teen living a double life as a pop star. By 16, she had already sold millions of records and filled stadiums. But once Disney days ended, Miley didn't slow down. She shook things up. But sometimes, the biggest wins come with the biggest setbacks. Like how Flowers became the very reason she's being dragged to court. In 2023, she did something that most artists only dream of. She dropped a massive hit that dominated charts worldwide. Flowers was a viral sensation. It debuted at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100, stayed there for weeks, and became a female empowerment anthem overnight. It won a Grammy for Best Pop Solo Performance and shattered streaming records. Fans loved it, critics praised it. Miley was, once again, at the top of the world. If we look back in time, from Party in the USA to the infamous Bangers era, Miley kept evolving. Some moves were praised, some sparked backlash, but no one could deny. She kept creating. Hits like Wrecking Ball, Malibu, and Midnight Sky showed range, both emotionally and vocally. But they also highlighted a pattern. Miley would make waves, go quiet, then reemerge with something completely different. She dipped back into acting too, with roles in films like The Last Song and voice work in Bolt. And in every role, whether on screen or on stage, she showed a rawness that fans connected with. And just when it felt like her career had reached a new peak, the controversy hit. Just as Flowers bloomed, legal trouble began brewing. The song that resurrected her career might be the one that lands her in court. And maybe, just maybe, it's proof that being born as Miley Cyrus isn't as easy as it looks. In March 2025, Miley Cyrus was hit with a copyright lawsuit that shook her fan base. The claim was that Flowers, her most successful solo single to date, ripped off Bruno Mars's 2013 ballad, When I Was Your Man. The lawsuit, filed by Tempo Music Investments, which owns part of Mars's song rights, alleges that Miley's lyrics and melody mirror the original track just a little too closely. Let's break that down. Bruno Mars sang, "I should have bought you flowers and held your hand." Miley responds with, "I can buy myself flowers, write my name in the sand." Coincidence? Homage? Or a calculated interpolation without proper credit? While the court hasn't ruled yet, the lawsuit opens a bigger question. How damaging is a plagiarism claim for an artist's reputation? Ask Robin Thicke. After Blurred Lines was ruled to have copied Marvin Gaye's Got to Give It Up, Thicke and Pharrell Williams were ordered to pay $5 million. The song's legacy is forever tainted. Even Sam Smith had to give Tom Petty co-writing credit for Stay With Me after the chorus was deemed too similar to I Won't Back Down. They settled it quietly, but the stain remains in music history. And then there's Olivia Rodrigo, who ended up giving Paramore and Taylor Swift retroactive writing credits on her debut album after fans and critics noticed familiar melodies. The truth is, in pop music, inspiration is everywhere, but so are lawsuits. The line between influence and infringement? Thinner than ever. For Miley, the timing couldn't be worse. Flowers was a moment of reinvention, self-love, and public redemption. Now, that same song could become a legal minefield, raising doubts about her originality and ethics in the eyes of both critics and the industry. Will it affect her awards, her endorsement deals, her credibility as a songwriter? When Flowers was released back in 2023, it wasn't just a hit. It was a cultural moment. The self-love song that everyone, young or old, broken or healing, could sing along to. It topped charts, broke streaming records, and got Miley her first Grammy. And TikTok helped the song reach its success. But do TikTokers really care? No. Fans are not comparing Miley's song with Bruno Mars. It's the music label that filed the copyright lawsuit. The music label compared the two songs, and now it wants answers, which can be troubling for Miley. The pop industry is a tough arena, And few names dominate like Taylor Swift, Selena Gomez, and Miley Cyrus. But while all three are beloved in their own right, the way the industry treats them, that's where things get interesting. Taylor Swift has long been the Academy's golden child. With 14 Grammy wins, including multiple Album of the Year trophies, she set a bar few can reach. She's not just an artist, she's a blueprint. Selena Gomez, meanwhile, has been nominated, but as of now, has never won a Grammy. Her focus has expanded to acting and business, particularly with Rare Beauty, but in terms of musical accolades, the industry hasn't been as kind. And then there's Miley. Despite being in the game for over 15 years, she only won her first Grammy in 2024 for Flowers. And that was a moment fans had waited for, proof that Miley wasn't just a provocative performer, but an artist worthy of industry recognition. And when you compare these three stars, Taylor Swift has built an empire worth over $1.1 billion. Selena Gomez, balancing music, acting, and Rare Beauty, sits around $800 million. Miley's estimated net worth is close to $160 million. Not shabby by any means, but notably lower. But we don't know yet how much of it Miley will lose if the judge finds her guilty in the copyright lawsuit. If Flowers is ruled as plagiarism, the very song that gave Miley her long overdue Grammy could become a black mark on her career. Let's be clear, she hasn't been found guilty of anything yet. But a copyright lawsuit is more than just a legal battle. It's a reputational storm. If the court decides that Flowers copied When I Was Your Man, Miley could be ordered to pay millions in damages, share royalties, or even lose her Grammy. That's the worst-case scenario. If Miley is ruled against, it won't just hurt her bank account. It could make future collaborators wary. It could affect brand partnerships. Streaming platforms might bury the track. Awards committees might hesitate next time. But now, the best-case scenario. If Miley wins the case or reaches a quiet settlement without admitting fault, she can move on. Artists survive worse. Beyoncé has dealt with sampling controversies. Taylor Swift has been sued over lyrics. These stars weathered the storm and came out stronger. The key here is owning the moment, staying visible, and pivoting with purpose. Miley has the fan base. She has the talent. And more importantly, she's proven that she can rise from anything. But the next step she takes, publicly and privately, will determine whether Flowers becomes a footnote in a successful career or the turning point that derailed it. So where does Miley Cyrus go from here? The truth is, this isn't her first storm. And if history tells us anything, it's that Miley doesn't crumble under pressure. She reinvents. Whether it's twerking at the VMAs or releasing bared-down ballads in her backyard sessions, Miley has always used chaos as a springboard for creativity. Let's not forget, Miley's acting chops are legit. She delivered emotionally grounded performances in The Last Song and even stole scenes in Netflix's Black Mirror. If the music world gets tricky, she can always pivot back into film or even prestige TV. There's also the possibility of a bared-back album. Something more acoustic, more raw. Think Joanne by Lady Gaga or Folklore by Taylor Swift. A project that refocuses the conversation on her voice, not her headlines. She could also lean into songwriting for other artists, mentoring young talent, or even launching a label of her own. Miley has the credibility, the legacy, and the connections to make big moves behind the scenes. And let's not ignore her most underrated weapon, honesty. Unlike many celebrities who dodge criticism, Miley has always addressed her controversies head-on. That transparency is rare, and fans respect it. The Flowers lawsuit might sting. It might even leave a scar. But knowing Miley, she'll turn that scar into a song or a reinvention no one saw coming. Because being born Miley Cyrus means growing up under the spotlight and surviving it. And that's something only a few stars ever pull off. But the road to the top isn't always smooth. And sometimes, one hit song can bring more problems than fame. So what do you think about it? Do let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more similar videos.